to wonderfulwoodworking.com. Homer Sherrist here. And what I'm going to do here in the second video here on toy replicas is just go through a little bit of the detail work that we do. And we're going to take a look at this gas tanker here for starts. Now, right off the bat, there's all types of plans for these different projects. And very well detailed out. It gives you the exact measurements. The plans are drawn to scale. It makes it very, very nice to work with in that. Along with the equipment that you have in that to do this type of thing, because there is a lot of shaping and things like that goes with it. And for instance, like you have to make fenders like this here. Those are done with a bandsaw. You know, they explain how to do this here, so it makes it very, very easy and a lot of fun to make. Now, what I do when I'm doing toy replicas, I have a tendency to make lots of templates and patterns. For instance, the barrel of this tanker, it is all hollow, and that's what it'll look like from the inside. And it's just a series of gluing different size pieces together, which are on the plans, and then cutting the angles and then finishing it off with your belt sander and that to get a nice round surface. Now, what I have here for the actual size of the tank is I made some templates like this here, and I follow that template till I get it down to that perfect shape that I want. And that saves a lot of guesswork and a lot of time there. I have a whole box of different templates. For instance, here's the framework that starts out to go underneath that tanker that the tank sits on. So it doesn't always look like this here. You've got to start somewhere. And that is the actual frame. And what I'm planning to do with this here is make that an additional tanker to go on the back of this unit yet. So it's going to get quite long, quite stretched out. But at any rate, it's going to be fun to do that. Now you'll notice over here, on the original plans, there's no sleeper on this truck. But I thought, you know, there's a lot of long haulers on the highway today that, you know, they go a long ways and they do require a sleeper on their truck. So I thought to make it more original, that's what I would do, is do exactly that. And now if you can see this a little bit closer here, the actual method here used to make the barrel for the tanker. By gluing this together here, it shows you good diagrams. Then it tells you over here what angles to cut them to get them kind of roughly in the shape. And then after, it shows you how to get the rounded dimension of it from there. You have down below here, you have all your valves and fittings here that go underneath the tanker. You have your toolbox, you have your battery boxes, your fuel tanks, all types of lights, and it has an explanation here as to how to do all the back bumper and all the lights on it. Your fenders, as I mentioned before, ladders, everything is there to replicate the real thing. It's on the diagram. Now, when it actually comes to the truck itself, there's a separate blueprint for that. And these are Kenworth trucks, these particular ones right here. But there are different types of trucks that you can get too. But this too gets quite detailed here. You know, with your fuel tanks and step tanks, this type of thing, your fifth wheels, the actual building of the frame, building the engine block, all this here. But it does detail all that out for you. And over in this one here, you just follow it from page 1 to page 2 to page 3, or stage 1, 2, 3. And eventually you end up with a unit like this here. But it shows you here what the cab should look like once it's finished, and a lot of that shaping and that has got to be done with this little sander here, or I use a belt sander quite a bit on that, and palm sanders. It's very, very important that you do have some of the basic tools. The inside of the cab, it shows you like your gear shift, your seats, your steering wheel, this type of thing, your exhaust system. Very, very close to the real thing. So it's a lot of fun doing these. So that'll just give you an introduction here as far as this gas tanker goes. Thank you very much.